Good morning. How are we? You gorgeous rock stars out there. Hey, what's happening? How was your day yesterday? Did you actually take some time and do something that brought you a little bit of joy? What happened? Let's look at that reflectively. Let me know. I'd really love to know what happened for you. If you did something that was a little unusual that actually brought you joy, let me know. Okay, I'm going to have a look at today, which has been a little bit problematic this morning. So I'm just going to pick that one up that jumped out. Okay, all right. And I'm just going to, might choose a few today, I think, is the feeling about today. Yeah, so for me this morning, like, it's just been a little bit problematic. I thought, yeah, I'll get in the car and I'll go back down the point, and then I thought, nah, I won't do that. So there's been all this toing and froing and changing my mind, and then I set up in my garden and I started there, and then it started to rain, and I thought, right, so I waited for that to pass because it's just a simple shower, right? And then I thought, all right, I'll set that up again, and the bloody camera falls over, and I'm like, fuck this, I'm going inside. So I've come back inside and we'll see how this one goes. Okay, so far we have one card that's shown itself. That literally jumped out quite quickly. So let's see. Let me know if you guys are having a problematic morning, or is it just me? It's probably just me, but let me know. Let's see. Okay, where are we at? What is it that needs to be brought into our awareness today? Okay. Maybe it's just going to be that one, eh? Let's see. All right, in which case I will just simply... No, there's another one. All right, one more. I think I will just choose this third one. So give me a sec. Right, very interesting set of cards today. Okay, so probably should have just stopped with the first one. So 10 of Wands. Okay, when we look at that card, it's like someone putting all their effort into a lot of work. Okay, something is almost at completion, something you've been working on, we're definitely coming to completion in regard to that. So that kind of indicates that there's like new starts too, doesn't it, when we think about endings like that. Can also be that someone's got their head down, their butt up, they don't want to know about anything, like a bit of an emu in this, you know, head in the sand. Don't tell me anything, don't want to know, just let me get on with what I'm doing. Pretty much. So it could be a day like that, just pushing through and getting shit done. Pretty much just pushing through and getting shit done. And it kind of gives me a bit of a feeling too that today's probably a good day to just keep to yourself. I would say that's what that's kind of feeling like. So that's that one. Then we had the Three of Swords, right? So it's Three of Swords. It's, look at that, it's pretty ominous when we look at it, right? But it's talking about, it can be that emotional pain. So you can be talking about divorce, heartache, heart attack, that kind of thing. All things, like swords are pretty much about like ideas and the way that we think. So, but this seems to have that bit of emotion attached to it, doesn't it? Because it's like symbolizing that heart. So I think today, right, I would be watching what I say, because we don't really want to be hurting others, do we? So I believe that that's potentially what that's about. Sometimes this card can also indicate like an emotional clearance, you know, just depending on like what's going on around it. But in this sense, I'm feeling like, you know, people might be expressing their views, okay, and it may not be to our liking, you know. And remember, they're allowed to express their views as we are allowed to express ours. So that might be about that. And the next one we have is the Eight of Swords. So there's a few swords about today. The swords can be quite cutting, right? So be mindful of your words, and remember your environment is all that you need to control is this piece here mainly, okay? So our headspace. So what thoughts are you having? What are you telling yourself? What's going on there today? So be mindful of that, okay? Be very, very mindful of that. Don't take on others, you know, negativity. Just get in your own space, create your own space. Pretty interesting today, and I'll come back to that trail of thought in a minute. I'll just get back onto this card where I should be. Okay, so here we have someone who looks like they're penned in, when actually, if you look at her feet, she's actually quite free to walk away, all right? See that emotion on the ground, or that water on the ground? It's like she's going back over old territory. So today might be a day where a few of those old wounds, those old hurts actually come up. So if that's the case, look at it, do the work, get it done and get it out of the way. Don't need to be going forward with this shit, right? So that's what I'm feeling about that. It's kind of, this is like a self-imposed prison, if you will. Like she's lightly bound. Look at that. That's not tight. Lightly bound. Yet when we're feeling like we're the victim, if you will, we feel like we're all bound up in all this stuff, when, you know, it might just shake it off, as Taylor Swift would say, and then move forward. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm feeling about that. So when we put them together, let's look at that together. Might be best to stick to yourself today. Just get your head down, your ass up, do your work. If emotions rise for you, because they very much may arise today through things that people say, through your own thoughts, just simply stuff that's coming up, and it's time for you to look at it, right? This set of cards is actually indicating just get in and do the work. Get in and do the work so you can walk free, you can be away from it. Don't need to be in that space anymore, guys. So whatever comes up, process, sit, take time, work through it. It's interesting today. It feels different today. And I was listening to a little podcast yesterday with a friend of mine, and they were saying that, you know, today potentially could be problematic. So this is actually no surprise for me to see this, and no surprise for me to have a problematic morning. I'm like, oh, here we go. They were right. So yeah, they were definitely right. So just focus on your environment, what's happening in here. This is the part that you can control. If your external environment is causing you any toxicity at all, sit down and rethink where you are. Is this actually right for me? Is this just what the energy is today? Am I needing to work through that? What's come up for me? So that would be what I would be saying about this. Yeah, might be a bit of work to push around today, but you got this, guys, right? You got this. Want to move forward, and we just want to be creating the environment that is going to allow us to thrive. We don't want to survive anymore. We absolutely want to thrive, and we need to rise, get up, rise into that, and create that environment that you're wanting. That's what I would say to you about that. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in this space, and I don't think we need to be stuck in that shitty space today. Anyway, let me know. Big love, guys.